All right, we got another Moms Like Us interview with another boss babe from the Boss Babes of New Braunfels. And I love sharing these stories and these women and their awesomeness because they're so inspiring. Every single person that I've had a chance to meet from this group has been incredible. So I haven't had a chance to meet Erin in person yet, but to see her on here, I feel awesome. I feel very happy and can't wait to hear everything she has to share. She's a photographer, and I'm going to say it, she's a badass chick. And I can't wait for her to share her story about being a mom and being a photographer and having her own business. And how can we learn from you, girl? Tell us about yourself. What's Erin's story?
Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. So I guess figuring out where to start. So I'm a portrait photographer. I'm in New Braunfels. I specialize in magazine style photo shoots. So I offer professional hair and makeup styling, and we do a consultation so we get to plan everything out. And it's really like a great way to pamper yourself and feel beautiful, and just have a great experience. And how I got there is a really roundabout way. I went to school originally for psychology and ended up doing social work type jobs. So I worked as a caseworker for Child Protective Services for years. And I've also worked as a children's mental health case manager. So I've always worked with kids and families and moms. And most of the moms that I worked with were in crisis. And so I've worked with families from all kind of every financial bracket you could imagine, every situation you could imagine. But the one thing that always is the same is that moms put themselves last. It's hard. It's hard being a mom. And I've seen people struggle, and I've seen people transform. And I believe in the transformation. So as a social worker, I helped families kind of get what they needed to be able to provide for themselves and make a better life. But it took a toll on my personal life because it was hard for me to be able to leave that. I love connecting with people and I love helping people, but after years, it took a toll on me. And I knew I wanted to start my own family, and I couldn't give it all to my job and all to my family. So I ended up leaving my job as a caseworker with the intention of, finding something else in the next few months. But I got pregnant. So I decided not to seek employment doing the same thing and to focus on my family because I wanted to stay home with my kiddo, at least for the first little bit. I guess I should back up a little bit and say I'm originally from Texas, from New Braunfels, but my husband and I had moved to Montana about 7 years ago to start a business there and just have a slower pace of life and be able to enjoy like fishing and hunting and things like that. So we were there when I had my son, all 4.5 years ago. We have no family and no friends, so we were on our own, and now we have a newborn baby. And we made it work, but it is so hard to, one, be a new mom, and then two, to have no support. So we started making plans to move our little family back home to Texas so that he could be around his cousins and we could have, family to support us. And so we've just moved back to Texas this past summer. So getting the ball rolling. And as my kiddo was growing from, newborn to now he's 4.5, I was taking pictures the whole time. I've always had a camera. I've always done photography, but it was more nature, landscapes, things like that. But when I had my son, you take a million pictures of your kid. And I fell in love with taking pictures of people. And so I started taking portraits of families, kids and moms and dads, and started out that way. And then I had the opportunity to photograph a few people to build my portfolio and realized how much I loved focusing on like the mom, because the mom always says, oh, just the kids. or, oh, I need to lose 10 pounds, or, oh, maybe later, but I don't have time right now. But when you can give her that experience of showing herself, like how her loved ones see her, like that she's beautiful and perfect just as she is now, that's magic to me. And it's like, when you think about it, every time that you say, I need to lose 10 pounds, or not me, just the kids, you're kind of robbing them of that photograph. So when your kids are grown, they will go looking for you in photos. Like one day you won't be there. One day you'll be gone, and that's what they'll have. And they'll look for you. And if you're not there, that's heartbreaking to me. And so many moms aren't. And so it's my goal to show everyone their beauty and the way that their loved ones see them, because we just don't give ourselves enough credit, I think, as far as that goes. So
Yeah, I can absolutely relate to that.
mm-hmm.
And and then you try to do selfies,
Yeah.
and then it's like, hey, watch it. And then, all of your pictures are, it's great to have a picture of you from someone else's perspective.
Right.
You really see how beautiful you really are.
Right. Yeah. And a lot of, I offer the professional hair and makeup, not saying, oh, you need to have your makeup done, but it allows you to sit and kind of like relax, and you can see people go through that transformation. Like when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, that comes across. And it's just a nice way to pamper yourself as well. But yeah, so, and then I do include husbands, boyfriends, kids. It's not like I just photograph women, but that's who I want to talk to. That's who I want to have these beautiful portraits that they'll be priceless to your kids one day, and your loved ones, and for yourself, because you can go back and look at them and remember how you felt, that day, and remember, the experience. So
absolutely. Yeah. It's so funny. I grew up in the 90s.
Uh-huh.
So I have cherished pictures of my mom from glamour shots.
Yeah. What comes to mind. And this, yeah, like
with the boas and the rhinestones.
And that stuff was so over the top, like where they, you didn't look like yourself. And I want people to look, you know what I mean? Like look like yourself. And so that's one thing that we do during the consultations. I'll meet with you beforehand. We plan everything out. So we'll ask questions like, what do you do if you're going out for a nice, dinner? How would you do your hair? How would you do your makeup? We're not trying to make you look like somebody else. We want you to, look like yourself. And then with the planning, though, we get everything out of the way. So we get all the details planned, and I guide people through the posing and the entire photo shoot. So all you have to do is show up and have fun. And so it's a lot of fun.
Open to it,
Yeah, exactly.
That's part of it too. So when did you decide, like, okay, I enjoy taking pictures and stuff, but what was it like for you when you decided to actually do this as your business?
It was really scary. So, I think like anytime you do something brand new, and scary maybe not the right word, it's a little unknown, but I knew that I loved it so much, and I know the importance of it. I know the value of it. And so that allowed me to kind of break through my own like anxieties about meeting new people, putting myself out there, things like that, where I love it so much that is more than the fear, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, the good outweighs the bad.
Yeah.
It makes it bearable to take that step, because then honestly, and I think you might be able to agree, like once you take that step towards that thing that's scary and you're there, it's really not that bad.
Right. And the more you do it, the more you do something, the more familiar it becomes. Like I've started going to networking meetings. So it's a weekly meeting here in New Braunfels where you get to meet other people in business, and it's a lot of fun. But I'm a very like in real life, like kind of introverted, quiet. I don't like big crowds sort of thing. But so putting myself out there is a little bit intimidating. But once you just do it, it gets easier, and you have to be able to tell yourself that I can do this. I'm strong enough. I know this isn't going to crush me. Like, nothing that you could imagine is going to be that bad. Once you just do it. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then, being an entrepreneur, I was just talking about this with my best friend today, and the roller coaster ride it is being an entrepreneur, and how 1 minute you think I am the shit.
Yeah.
Next you're like, no, I'm just shit. Like this.
Yeah. And part of it too is comparing yourself to other people.
Mm-hmm.
So there's always this temptation because you see other people's work, or you see other people doing this or that. And it's really easy to get into that downward spiral of, like I'm no good or whatever. But it's not, it's just staying focused on what you love to do, and the reason why you started doing it. And just focusing on what can I do better? How can I serve my clients better? Not what is so-and-so doing. Because comparison will kill your joy. Like it's no good. Yeah.
One thing that my business coach, Heaven, one thing that she has said that really stuck with me is that there is no competition. Mm-hmm. You can be in the same room and in the same area with, 15 other people doing the exact same thing as you, but each person is bringing their own magic into it. And clients are going to resonate with one of you, and that's great. There's more than enough people out there for every person to be successful. So,
exactly.
Comparing and worrying about competition and, all of the negative parts of that, like, are going to do nothing for you to be successful.
Right.
But, like within the Boss Babes group, everybody is so supportive of everybody. And that is helping build up everybody else's confidence and in businesses and our families. It's incredible how being positive can affect like every part of your life.
It is. And it's amazing how when you open yourself up, opportunity just comes at you left and right. When you're not competing and you are open to collaborating with other people and sharing ideas and growing, it's amazing how much opens up for you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So you have a website, you got a Facebook, you got stuff so we can like post it and people can get in touch with you and start booking some stuff and see some of your work and all.
Yeah, definitely. So my website is erinvalknerphotography.com. Facebook is Facebook, Erin Valkner Photography, and Instagram is eValkner. And I'll make sure you have all that information. Yeah, and I'd love to connect with people, and I'd love to offer a discount to everyone in your group as well. Okay. Because I think it's just so much fun. I want everybody to have beautiful portraits of themselves and to have the fun experience. And I also do like headshots and personal branding photo shoots. So if people are needing like images for their websites and trying to get social media photos, like you want professional, consistent, quality images. So I love doing that too, because I love meeting other people in business and getting to know their stories and things like that. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm going to be coming at you for some of that.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yay! Oh, I'm so glad to know you, and I'm so
happy to be here. And I love your group so much because it is that celebration of women, and not the catty competitive stuff that you find a lot. And so it's like when you find a group like yours that you've created, it's just so refreshing. So I'm so happy to be there.
Right. Thank you so much. It's so needed today.
Yeah, it is.
We gotta support each other and be there for each other, because we're more alike than we realize. So
it's true. And you're not alone. And being a mom, sometimes you feel so alone, and you're not. If you can just reach out, there are others there ready to help.
Like we were saying, just that one little step towards that thing that's scaring you, and once you're there, you're going to realize it's actually not that bad. It's actually going to be pretty awesome.
And then you can help other people. You're like you can reach back and help other people, and it's amazing.
Awesome. You get it, girl. Well, thank you so much. I can't wait to watch your business keep growing, and I can't wait to work with you and
thank you.
All the great things that you produce. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.